Hello everyone. In this video we will be learning how to name a cell and why do we need to name a cell. What is the importance of naming a cell and how useful it is in case of Excel. Now let's take an example. Here we have a list of the names of the employees and the number of hours they worked. Now here our aim is to calculate the total hours, the average, the maximum and the minimum of this list. Now in the last video I showed you how to add two numbers or two digits. In that case we did it this way, like equal to, and we clicked on the cell, the first digit, and then we did plus and then second digit. But here in this case we have more than two digits, and even this is small actually, but you can have a list very long, longer than this, and then doing it this way is very difficult and time consuming. So here we will be using a more efficient formula, that is equal to sum. Now equal to sum will have a format this way. You have to put equal to sum and then open the bracket, and you have to write all the numbers or the name of the cells in separated by commas. For example, this cell, comma, the next cell, comma, the next cell, etc. But again, you have a shortcut for this. That is, you don't need to type each and every cell, or you don't need to select each and every cell. Instead, you can just click and drag all the cells that you need. So when you click and drag and when you leave the click, you can see the range of the cell has appeared here. That is B2, and there is a colon and then B6. So this means that the cell from B2 to B6, all these cells has to be added. So this is how you select a range, and then you put a bracket and then you press enter. You will get the answer 321. Now here also, when the list is very large or very long, clicking and dragging and selecting the range becomes difficult. So in such cases we can name the list according to our comfort with any name. For example, if I want to name this list as hours, let's see how do I do. I right click. First of all, I need to select the list and then I right click and I get this drop down or these options, and here you can see define name. You click on define name and here you get a small window where you can specify the name. So here I can give the name as ours or any other name that is comfortable for me. So here let me go with the word list 1, so that I can give it a simple name, and then I don't need to remember the name of the list as well. I can just give it as list 1, and then if you want you can give any comment about this list. For example, like this list is the list of R's, or the column R's, something like that. You can give a comment that is for yourself to understand what is this list about. And then here you can see the reference from which cell to which cell. So here it is absolute reference. You can see there is the dollar sign, that is B2 to B6. This list will stay absolute even if you use this list, and if you click and drag or if you replicate it, it will not change. The list will stay as it is. So it is an absolute reference. So I press OK. Now okay, it's saying that I have this name already, so I'm just giving it as list 11. Okay, so now my list's name is list 11, and now let's see how do I enter the formula. I will write the formula. I have deleted the old one and now I'm entering a new formula, that is equal to sum, and then I open the bracket. Instead of clicking and dragging, I will just write list and I get the names of the list that I have made or I have defined. So there it is, list 11, and then I double click on it. So you can see when I get the list 11, it automatically highlights the list in blue color, and then I can just close the bracket, and when I press enter, you can see the answer is appearing here. Now let's see when you are finding out the average. Again, we will start with an equal to sign and we will write average. So here you can see the drop down of different formulae. You can select from here, that is, you can just double click, and then again, instead of clicking and dragging the list again and again, I will just write list 11. That is the name of the list that I gave. I double click on that, then I close the bracket. So you can see how easy it is. When the list is very long, you come to know the importance of naming the range. Here the list is small, so you don't feel the difference, but when the list is very long, you come to know the difference. Now let's look at for how to do maximum. For maximum, you write max, max. Okay, you can double click here, and again you can give the list 11 and then close the bracket. And then again for minimum, you can write min, and here it appears, double click, and then again you give the list 11 and close the bracket and press enter. So here for the maximum, you can see which is the maximum hours taken and which is the minimum hour taken here in the minimum value. So this is how the basic formulae are done using naming a cell or naming a range of cells. So I hope you understood this topic, and naming the cell is very important because in your IGCSE exams they will surely tell you to name the cell. For example, from name the cell B2 to B6 as so and so name. For example, name it as ours. So you will have to select it and you will have to name it as ours, and then you will have to proceed your paper. So naming the cell is very important. So I hope you understood this topic. Um, so the rest of the topic will be shared in the next video. Thank you and bye.